Hey, how's everybody doing? How y'all doing on this? What's today? What is today? Friday? Oh, hold on, y'all. It's Friday? Wow, that was fast. So hey, how y'all doing this Friday? I am doing just dandy. And I just was sitting here bored. And I said, wow. Because look, y'all, nobody's at home anymore. My niece she considers herself grown now. So she's graduated from high school. So she's got a little job. She's at work all the time. And she starts the university in August. So she's not here. My son is not here. He's gone doing, his stuff. So, like, nobody's here, y'all. The dog and the cat. And I said, wow, I rushed all the way back from Gambia to come back to the dog and the cat. Because nobody's here. Even the grandkids, they came for a little bit and they want to go back to their dad's house. So yeah, and I let them go back to their dad's house too, honey. We be on the same page. Yep, it's time for y'all to go. So I'm like, okay, so what did I rush back for? But then I started thinking about it realistically. Realistically, what was going on over there was just a bit much. It was just a bit much. It was just pushing my patience just a little bit to the limit. So I had to get out of there. But guess what, y'all? I said, I miss my hubby so much. I really do. I said, okay, next year, I'm going to stay longer. I really am. I was looking at my the visa stuff, and I could stay. I think I can only stay for 30 days, and then I have to go. I guess you got to go get another visa to stamp to stay longer. But I'm gonna at least okay, y'all. At least I'm gonna do 30 days, at least, because I just realized we don't know when this immigration stuff is going to be over, and it's just going wild. Like, they just shutting everybody down. So I really have to start spending more time over there, y'all, for real, for real, for real, for real. Like, I have to get used to it. I don't know how. I don't know how I'm going to get used to it, but I got to. I got to. I got to. So next year I plan on staying for a little longer, at least 30 days. I promise, at least 30 days. So, yeah, I did get a 5-year visa. It is a 5-year visa. That's what I got. Wait a minute, let me go down here to the question now. You didn't want to stay longer though, Kiki. No, I did not, honey. I didn't. I couldn't. Because y'all, that first go round, that first week, usually when I get to the Gambia, okay, I sleep. I told y'all it's like the land of poppies, but the poppies was gone this time. It was no poppies there. We wasn't sleeping this time. Nobody sleeping. Ain't nobody sleep now. It's like in Lagos. They just up, rocking and rolling. Like, they don't sleep like that. I swear to y'all, that place reminds me of a little small scale Lagos. Okay, because Lagos is like that. Lagos doesn't sleep. Gambia does not sleep. Well, I'm not going to say Gambia. I'm going to say over there in that central area. Their central area, it doesn't sleep. Like Serekunda, Senegambia, all of those, that area, especially Serekunda. Serekunda, is that where I was? Senegambia. That area does not sleep. It's just like Las Vegas. So it doesn't sleep. And so I just couldn't take, I could not, y'all. I could not. That electricity, that crazy guy saying all that disgusting stuff to me, you know, that guy, then we had to move different locations. That was all just draining to my soul. So I think I was just like, I'm tired. I didn't get any rest. It was like we couldn't get rest because we were constantly, moving around. So, I think all that kind of did me in. So I did get a 5-year visa. I got a 5-year visa, but this is something that I learned when I was in Nigeria. And this is some stuff that you probably don't know until you like in the middle of the situation. And so like even though you'll have a visa, there's like they give you an entry thing, like a pass to enter. So there's a pass to enter. Okay, the visa will be for a certain amount of time, and the pass to enter will be a certain amount of for entry will be a certain amount of time. So the entry pass is for 30 days, and I noticed and I looked through all my entry passes to see if they gave me less or more than 30 days, and no, they don't. They don't give me more than 30 days. And that was the same thing in Nigeria, but I didn't know that I thought the visa is what they went by. But no, it's not. They go by the visa and the point of the entry pass. I guess that's what you call it, stamp, the entry stamp, because they write on there, or either it's stamped on there. So in Nigeria, I overstayed, and I didn't even realize I overstayed. I think I stayed 45 days that time. And I was I kept saying, but I have a visa. I have a visa. And that's when, they were explaining to me, no, it's not just the visa, it's the point of entry. How many days is 30 days. And I think either you have to get a new stamp, or either you have to leave and come back, something like that. But I'm sure if you have like somebody that because the Nigerian immigration people, they didn't really do nothing once they realized I didn't know. Like the immigration people in Africa I've had really good experiences with them. Like they're really cool. Like they're nice to me. So they just explained to me that no, you got to leave after 30 days, or you have to get it restamped for another additional 30 days. So then it was like I was supposed to pay a fine, but they didn't even make me pay the fine. They just, explained that to me. And the guy was really getting on them because of the way they were talking to me. Like these ladies was just yelling at me all crazy and stuff. And then the guy came over there, I guess he was in charge of them, and he was telling them, that you don't have to talk like that, to just explain it. So he explained it to me, and that was it. So I was noticing the same thing about Gambia, because when I said when I was making up my mind today, I was going to stay longer, that's when I looked to see what the point of entry, what that said. So, and it said 30 days also. Make sure when you go next time, you stay in Senegal as well. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Actually, I'm going to fly into Senegal. I'm going to do direct flights to Senegal, because I'm not going that merry-go-round, round and around, and around and around to get to Gambia. I'm not going around the Marbury Bush to get to Gambia anymore. I'm not doing that to my body. I love myself too much to put myself through that, because that is draining. And then you run into weirdos on the airplane. The last airplane, I didn't even get to tell y'all this. I was so exhausted. But the last airplane I was on, okay, to come back home to my city, I sat next to this old man, right? It's an old African man. Imagine that. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is an old African man. I'm not going to have no problems. He's not going to be trying to, infiltrate my space. He's not going to be trying to talk or none of that. So I fell asleep. I found myself nodding. And when you feel yourself nodding, your leg kind of rocks over, right? So my leg kind of rocked over. And I noticed that this man's leg was like resting, like literally resting against my thigh. Like he was resting like on my thigh. And I'm like, is this man really resting on my thigh? Then after that, I felt his hand, like his fingers tapping, like rubbing my thighs. I didn't say anything. I take that back. I didn't say anything. I woke up because I did say it to myself in my head. I said to myself, I cannot believe this man is touching me. So I woke up, I sat up in that seat, and I moved all my whole body over to the corner. So I knew what he was doing. Okay. He was trying to act like, he wasn't doing nothing, but no, I'm not knocked out sleep where I can't feel somebody touching me. So so then he puts his hands together, all this old crappy stuff that he was doing. But I'm saying this to say, you got to be careful on them airplanes because it be perverts on these airplanes. These open borders have let perverts everywhere. I'm telling y'all, they are everywhere. I have been flying to Africa for I don't know how many years. This is the first time I've ran to perverts galore on the airplane in the Gambia. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Something's wrong. Something is, and the people that are leaving their countries, these are not good, upstanding citizens. They're not. Because a good, upstanding citizen ain't running to no other country. To like my friends say, they're not coming to America to be a dog. Because that's what you're going to be, a dog in America. Well, that's what they say. Okay, I'm not saying it. They say that. So if anybody's willing to come to be a dog and willingly to sell themselves to be a dog in America, then you need to watch out for that person. So, yeah, my family and I always do that. That's why I'm not putting myself through that anymore. I'm not exposing myself to all these different people because y'all have to realize people have spirits in them. Spirits inhabit bodies. All right. It's your spirit. It's your soul that's guiding you, that's talking. That's your spirit. All right. And some of these people have spirits that are evil, 100% evil. And you have to understand that. And I don't like communing with evil spirits. Ask Heavy Pedal Time and his wife. I can feel them. I can feel them when I enter the room. And when I feel them, oh, yeah, I got to go. I got to go because I don't play with the devil like that. I don't go on his territory and play with him like that. So you know what? I'm going to limit all of this contact with all of these weirdo people that I don't even know and that I got to sit closely to on an airplane. No. So I'm going to just go a straight, what is that? A direct flight from JFK to Senegal because I have in-laws in Senegal and we can go there for a bit. Then I can rest up and get my nerve up to get back to Gambia. But I'm telling y'all, Gambia is going to be nice. Yeah, Gambia is going to be really, 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 really nice. Once they work through all this, it's going to be a nice place. It really is. They're working on the infrastructure now. I told y'all last week, they're building up the infrastructure. So we're not going to be able to complain about that soon because they're working on that. They got a lot of money to work on that and to fix that. And they're working on that. Yeah. That apartment that the Indian dude is building, Mr. Guns. Oh, he's not Indian. I'm sorry, Mr. Guns. You're German. Is he German or Russian? Mr. Guns is building a real nice luxury apartment complex over there. The luxury apartments are really nice. You just got to make sure they're functional, that the person who manages them are keeping them, is managing the upkeep. So it's going to be nice, but it's just the getting there phase. You know what I mean? It's like the going through it phase. That's what they're in now, that going through it phase, that real rough phase where things are hard. And that's, you just have to go through that. That's called development. That's why you see all this crime happening and all these young people just losing their minds now. DeBoe said, I never look at the stamps and all that. Oh, I do. I actually read them because I want to see what they say. I want to know what they're writing on that paper. So I read them all. I sure do, honey. I guess DeBoe says, I guess we don't deal with that because we are always back and forth between Senegal and the Gambia on the same trip. They keep the stamping each way, each time. Yeah. Yeah. But they know I was looking at my stamps. And those immigration people know when I come. They know this lady come around the same time every year. She stay about the same amount of days every year. So it's like they kind of track you, with that information also. And that's probably why they don't give me such a hard time, because, they know this is what I do. I am. I'm going to take Delta. We love yes, I am. Okay. Debo says, what's this? I can't see it. Why can't I see it though? She says, we'll never stop repeating that. Then you travel back and forth to countries. Okay, we on the ground. Yep, you sure can. She says, to avoid people touching you on Delta, fly Comfort Plus, Premium Select, or Delta One. Don't fly Mar cabin, so you can have more space. You know what? And I couldn't remember which one I flew on, and I think it was Delta, where I had a lot of room. I think it was their Comfort Plus, because even on United's, what is it, United Plus or whatever, it's still United. To me, it's just a lower grade airline than Delta. I'm sorry, United, but they're too cheap. I don't like it. Rich King says, hey Kiki, there's a rumor saying go back is no. Don't say that. Oh y'all, don't say that. Why you say that, Rich King? Oh, I hope that's not true. Oh my God, I hope that's not true. Who's telling you that? Who's saying that? Can you give me a little more information? And I'll see what I can find. I hope that's not true. Oh my God, I hope that's not true. I pray that's not true, y'all. Oh. But that was a long time ago. Did he get sick again? Debo says, I think he was sick. I'm not sure. I hope that's just a rumor. Did he get sick again, y'all? Like, he was going back to Africa, traveling around doing his stuff. I thought he was fine. Oh, I hope that's not true. I really hope that's not true, y'all. Rich King, do you have any more information? Hi, Soundbox. How you doing? Hey, brown skin. Does anybody have any information on him on here? I don't know. I haven't. Last I seen him, last time I seen Go Black to Africa, he was fine. He was doing what he do. I think he was doing a live stream. Oh, that made my head hurt. That made me feel like somebody hit me in my head, y'all. Oh no. Oh no. Which King? Where did you hear that from? And why do you think that? Can you tell us more information, like where you heard that from? Okay, his last video was 8 months ago. His last live stream was in March. That's like 3 or 4 months ago. He doesn't post. So there's nothing on this channel that would make me think that. Can you give me some more information, please? Oh, he said, I heard it. I heard that in his comments. In his comments. You heard people saying it in his comments? In what video? That's what video did you see that at? Because he hasn't made a video in a long time. Let me look at this live stream and see if I see something. Oh. No. Hold on 1 second, y'all. This is my husband. 1 second. Let me tell you on my mind. Hello. Okay, yeah. But I don't see that. Uh, I don't see that in the comments. Okay, on the okay, wait a minute, y'all. It says he went to Ghana and he hasn't made a video in 4 months. No one on the videos on one of the videos he has. Okay, y'all, we're gonna have to look on there. Okay, and see, this is the one he made 4 months ago. Um, this is not about Ghana though. This one is about the Israeli American Israel. Oh, that's the live stream. Hold on, let me go to the video. No, that video was the video was 8 months ago. And I don't see nothing on there either. So maybe we're just gonna have to look through there and see what we could find. Yeah, I don't see anything on here about that. I see them just commenting on what this man is talking about, but I don't see anything about whew, him saying anything about him passing away. He says, no, okay, that's on one of the videos. A Benjamite says, hey Kiki, how are you doing today? Just joined. What did I miss? Well, Rich King was telling us that he was that he heard that Go Back to Africa has passed away. Go Black to Africa. I don't see anything about that. Have you heard anything? Has anybody heard anything about that? Hey, Benjamite, have you heard anything about that? Rich King says, I got love for Go Black, but I'm worried. Man, we are worried. I mean, we might have differences, but still. Oh, God, I hope that ain't true. He went to Ghana and then what? Is there videos? Did he make videos when he was in Ghana? I'm going to look when we get off. I'm going to look and see, look around and see what I can find out. See if he has some more social media. Okay, now remember a Benjamite, was that a long time ago? Because remember a long time ago he said he was sick, but then he got better and he started doing videos. I hope it's not true, y'all. She says he was, yeah, I hope that was when he got sick that last time. African goddess says she hopes, she said this is really sad if it's true. I'm just praying it's not true. So it was a long time ago. Okay, that's when I saw it. It was a long time ago. And you know what? The thing is, somebody else is really sick too. And I'm not gonna say she's really sick, but something's really going on with her, y'all, and it's got me so worried. I am so worried about this lady, and I am so bothered about this. And I'm talking about Miss Stephanie. So hold on, let me show y'all who I'm talking about. Her name is Stephanie. She goes to the Gambia, okay, and she has a farm there, some kind of farm there, and she owns land there. She's building a house there. Okay, Stephanie's single. Let me show y'all who Stephanie is. I guess I should call her Miss Stephanie. I shouldn't just be calling her Stephanie. But let me say fair use. This is fair use, y'all. And I'm showing this to give people information, to make people aware of what's going on in our repack community, to let people know that this sickness stuff, this stuff is real. And it can just stop you in your tracks. Whatever you have going on, going to Gambia, going to Ghana, doing whatever. If you get sick, it's all bets are off. All bets are off. And you don't know what your body is going to go through. And like Miss Stephanie, like, is sick. She has these terrible boils on her, y'all. Let me see. So she has this fruit farm. I'm not gonna say it's a fruit farm. It's like a. Let me see if she's.
Guys, I got my car.
She has
I
a.
was so happy.
Hold on, y'all.
At least it went in.
Hold on. This you can't see it.
Hey guys.
Okay, hold on. She has like. Let me make sure y'all can see this. So Stephanie has like some kind of sustainable farm over there.
Hi guys. How y'all doing?
This is her.
Just wishing you a blessed day from the USA in my backyard garden. I love seeing my sunflowers, y'all. They making me smile. Anyway, go out there, have a wonderful day. Plant some seeds, plant some seedlings. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye.
So this is Stephanie. And what's got me so worried about Stephanie is that Stephanie is all of a sudden really sick.
Hey guys, another sunflower smiling day in Galveston, Texas, USA. I just could not resist coming out here in this beautiful sunshine. I sprayed my feet.
So these marks on her face that you're looking at, those were not there. I'm going to show you what Stephanie looked like before. She did not look like this. Okay. These boils, these marks, these are like boils, and they burst, and then they leave these marks on her face. They're on her neck. They are big and bad. Okay. And she said they came from, the doctor said they came from a reaction. She had a reaction to some medication that they were giving her. Okay. And this, oh my God, these boils just came, and they're just like everywhere. And like her throat, I don't know if they're on the inside of her throat or what, but she has to like drink this medicine and swish stuff around in her mouth before she could eat or drink something. And I'm really worried about this lady, y'all. I'm really, really worried about this lady, because I keep watching these videos, and I'm hoping that she's gonna get better in these videos.
Hey guys, just update on how I'm doing. You see my skin now. It's really tender from when I put a drop of the steroid medication on there to dry up the little bumps that Dupixent can't get rid of. Because the Dupixent works like for 90% of the balls that was here, well, there, on my arm, they dried up. Thank the Most High for that. But they still come back like small there under my neck, small, and I just put it a dot when it first starts. Not supposed to put it on my face at all, so I don't know what happened there. But it's like, I be like what's that? The Tin Man on the Wizard of Oz. I need oil, so I have to be trying to put Vaseline here and there just to try to heal up. And then I end up with stuff on my back. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it'd be like little bitty ones that I put a little steroid on, and it makes your skin really sensitive, and then it'll peel real easily. So anyway, I'm taking Dupixent every 14 days.
And I think they switched the medicine.
Well, guys, this is the worst service I ever had from Pizza Hut in Galveston.
Look at her skin now.
It said I had this order like 30 minutes ago on the app, and I was able to come here.
So let me show you. Wait a minute.
Well, y'all, I just took some IV pain medicine because my blood pressure had gone up, and it usually never goes up. So, because I be on blood pressure medication all the time, every day. So anyway, y'all, at least I'm stoic Well, I don't complain about pain, but my body is in a protest. So through my blood pressure, it's like, you are hurting. You are hurting. So I need to get it down because I want to take my shower later. And I want to make sure my blood pressure is back to normal before I'm in anybody's shower. I don't want to compound stuff with any kind of problems, if you know what I mean.
So let me show y'all. Let me get y'all.
Woke up this morning.
Hey guys, guess who's going home today? Getting ready to get my IV out. And I'm sprung from this joint with medication. They do Pixin to be this.
Okay, let me go over here and see if y'all know who she is. She said her blood pressure was high, Kiki. Yeah, her blood pressure was high. That's when she was in the hospital. Do y'all know who Stephanie is? Does anybody on here know about this lady? This lady was like one of the Gambian repacks, like the when they all started going in 2021, that batch that went over there in 2021, she was one of those repats, okay? She was in that group that went. She was with, somehow she got hooked up with the Happy Companion. I'm not quite sure how, but uh how I found out about her was through her videos, and I noticed she was with the Happy Companion. So I don't know if he was showing her around or what was going on with that, but then all of a sudden I noticed she was by herself. All right. And she wanted to buy land, and she wanted to build a farm there. Hold on, I'm about to show y'all all that. No, that's not oh, you saying her blood pressure is why she's in the hospital. It might be because her blood pressure went up. But y'all see those the boils and stuff on her face. Those were not there. Okay. None of that stuff on her face that she was explaining to you, on her arms, on her body, none of that, y'all. I'm going to show y'all stuff that was not there. All of this is from a reaction to medication. To medication. Okay. At least that's what they're telling her. The Benjamin said, I even thought it was interesting that he got so sick out of nowhere. So he's sick again. Is this the second video of him being sick? Is that what you're talking about? Positive Joy says, with all the flies they may have around there, found people have to be careful. Their food, people have to be careful with what they eat there. Well, you know what? I'm going to dig a little deeper. I'm going to say you got to be careful who you give power of attorney to. Okay? Because see, these people are giving power of attorney to people. Okay? And so when you pass away, the power of attorney really is no good anymore. Okay? But before that, that person can do all kind of damage. Okay? That person can have that land in their name. That person can have, if something happens to you, that land goes to them, especially if they're managing the land for you. If they're managing this land for you, if they're building this land, if you got their name on your paperwork next to your name, I even seen when I was working with apologetic Negro PM. All right, he showed me, and I could not believe it. He was going to do this story in the Gambia about, this is before we found out about all these women passing away, right? He was going to do a story about women who were purchasing this land from this certain person. And once they would purchase the land, they would sign the land. The land would be in their name, right? But if something happened to them, that land went back to the person they sold it to. Okay? So several of these women had passed away. Someone had wrote UN about this. I'm talking about UN Ton, okay? James Ton, UN, same person. Somebody had wrote him about that, okay? And he sent me the email for me to read it. to see if I thought it was real, So I asked them, what do they have some documentation? Do they have some proof of this? Well, do y'all know they actually sent the contract of this lady who had passed away? The contract was, the lady's name was on there, right? But when she passed away, guess who the land went to? The land went back to the person who sold her the land. But these ladies were not passing away naturally. Of course they were not. But in the Gambia, it was natural. Nobody was doing no autopsies. Nobody was doing no tox screens. So these was all considered natural. Asthma, heart attacks, diabetic coma, stuff like that. Diabetic shock, diabetes, stuff like that. Stuff that you already have, that they're going to make that the reason why. So, to think that, this is why I'm really concerned about Stephanie, because, and this is just me thinking this, okay? This is just my thoughts. These are just my feelings. This is just my perception. Because when I saw Stephanie, let me show y'all the land stuff, because y'all don't know who she is. Stephanie is like one of the originals. She's one of the OGs in the Gambia. Okay, but she doesn't live, she goes back and forth. All right, now these are the people. Here's her little food forest. I guess that's what you call it.
Your team is waiting.
You know what? I thought I had YouTube Premium. I guess I don't have it anymore. Oh, wow. Or maybe, it's on my other account. Okay, hold on, look at this. Okay. This is her.
I'm Stephanie Wade. I am a bystander, helping your brothers and sisters in Africa.
Now, this is her project that she does. All right, she does this project it's like some kind of food forest, I guess, like for people when they get hungry, I guess. Stop peeing on me. It's okay.
How y'all doing today? I'm telling y'all, I'm in my backyard garden in Galveston, Texas, USA.
Hold on.
Just wondering what happened to my okras, y'all.
So she got a garden at home too, but let me show y'all the food forest.
It is fruiting. So that means that if you take care of the plant, it has the potential to grow continuously.
She has these people in Gambia. I don't know if they're her. I guess they work for her, but I'm sure one of them is the manager. And these people are managing this land for her. They're managing this project, and they send her videos, periodically of what they're doing, of what the land looks like. And then she's also building a house, okay, over there. So my concern is, like, same thing we seen with Audrey. When there is a woman, or just anybody, even a man, anybody just making money moves like that, people will perceive those as big money moves. You know what I mean? And then people will want to take advantage of you. And people will smile in your face, but they will pray evil things against you. They will pray sicknesses upon you. And I'm not saying this is what happened to Stephanie, but I'm saying these are the things that can happen. And you got to be careful. You cannot just go over there, purchase some land for a house, build a farm, build a house, put people in charge of it, let them take care of it or do whatever they're doing to it. You just can't do that, because you don't know how they feel for real in their heart. You don't know. And now this lady is sick. This lady is really sick now. Let me show y'all how she used to look. This lady is really sick now. So what's going to happen to her property? That's my question. What happens to her land? If she can't ever go back, God forbid, if she cannot ever go back, what's going to happen? Who going to get her stuff? Y'all think ain't nobody going to get it? Let me show y'all. This is how long she been going. 6 years. Let's go to this one. Let me show y'all what she looked like when she first started going. when she first started. Okay, this is her giving out some school supplies over there. Let me show y'all how she looked then. Oh, this was 7 years ago. This is, I'm telling y'all, this is how long she been going. See, this is her.
You already got one, baby.
So this was 7 years ago. So she was going to Gambia before Gambia was popular. You know, before it was she was going to Gambia before it was popular. You know, before all this it became trendy, let's say.
That's very good.
Yes, they getting donations from Habasia, helping your brothers and sisters in Africa.
That's very good. That's very nice. Yeah.
So she has like some kind of organization, Habasia, okay? That's what her thing was there. So let me go down here. I wanted to show y'all. Maybe it says she don't have any shorts when she was in the Gambia. Let me go show y'all her in the Gambia. Because I can't believe y'all don't know who she is. I cannot believe y'all do not know who she is. It looks like she hasn't been to the Gambia though in a long time. That was a month ago. Yeah, this was 2 months ago. So this is the people who build her farm, who run her farm for her. I don't know when she started getting sick, but she looks fine right here. She don't look sick right here. This was 3 months ago.
Hey guys, what y'all doing today?
Okay, yeah, this is 3 months ago.
I decided to come outside, get some fresh air and a little sunshine, y'all.
So see, you don't see that. You don't see that stuff on her face.
Good out here, and for the time being, not fighting any critters. Decided that I was going to put some of these fish heads into my garden, and then I was going to turn over those weeds that grew over the winter time since it's spring, y'all. And once I flip that garden over, I'm gonna plant some seeds.
And even in this video, her voice sounds much stronger than it does now.
It's gonna be the small raised garden bed I have. It's falling apart and old, but it still work, y'all. So I'm just.
So Stephanie's husband passed away. And it seemed like Stephanie was one of those Black people, you know, those Black people who've been part of the Pan-African movement like forever, like she grew up in it. She seems like one of those people who just been a part of this Pan-African movement forever, and she truly, truly believes in it. And those are the people that they get, because these people are so trusting. So Stephanie, she hasn't been to Gambia, it looks like, in a while. And so somebody has to be signing for her. You know what I mean? They have to be signing to get things done. And I just heard her say in one of her videos that she was doing something to her house. You know, she was doing something, you know, she was building something on her house there. So I'm like, okay, so she has a house there and she has land there, and now she's sick. And now she's sick. Now tell me what's going to happen to that house and what's going to happen to that land. All right. If God forbid, if Stephanie can never get back to Gambia, what's going to happen then? Let me see what y'all saying. Hey, Fiona. Big Z says, hey, Kiki, hope all is well. Please let us know if any. We are. I'm going to see what I can find out. Oh, this is sad. Yeah, this is real sad. So brown skin, you know. Yes, she didn't used to be like that. She didn't look like that. She wasn't weak sounding like that. She didn't have, her skin was not like that. And then now, y'all, oh. What Stephanie has done is very dangerous in my humble opinion. And what I say that because people want your things and people will pray things and people will try to put things on you. Okay? So you can't be cool with people like that. You can't be trusting with people like that. You can't think that people are going to look out for you like that. Especially someone in a developing nation, and especially somebody in a nation where it's extremely hard. Right now, it's very hard in the Gambia. Very hard. Now, to just inherit this kind of property, you got a food forest where you're growing all this fruit and vegetables, and then you got a house, because somebody's land, somebody's name is on that, because that's another thing they encourage them to do, because there's things that has to be done to the house, so you have to have people sign, so the person has to have your power of attorney, so they can sign for you, or they can't sign for you. So this is what they do. And I bet you 9 times out of 10, I bet you Stephanie has done the same thing. I bet you she has have one of these people who working at this food forest. I bet you their name is on her documents. See, a progress report. She hasn't been there in over a year. Yeah, you can't do this. And she said, I was listening to her talk before, y'all. She said she had got scammed out of land, I think in East Africa. She got scammed out of land, I think she said in Ghana. And then I'm like, and then you come back to buy land in Gambia? Why would you be putting yourself through this? I'm trying to find some Gambia videos so y'all can see her there. But it looked like she hadn't been there in a while. Oh, that ain't good. Okay, let's see if this is her tiny home. If this is what she built. It looks like she there right here. Let's look at this one.
I just felt like talking for a second to verbalize how I feel about seeing some videos tonight myself. It was about people living in
she ain't even in Africa on here, y'all.
Storage units, y'all.
No, she not even in Africa on here. So I don't even know when the last time she's been. So she's trusting these people to develop her land, to build her house while she's sick in America. Oh, this is not good. I just pray she be okay. She just keep asking everybody to pray for her, to send healing her way. Okay, so this started 5 months ago, y'all. Here it is. My skin health journey. 5 months ago this started. Wow.
Well, y'all, I just got through seeing the doctor in the dermatology clinic. I got a biopsy done of my back. And so they're going to send it to be evaluated to see what they think it is. And then I'm going to get labs drawn. So fingers crossed, y'all, that they can hook me up. And in the meantime, they're going to make sure that I have the ointment to give me some relief until they find out why I have this rash. Wow. Well, guys, I got my labs drawn at the hospital. after I left my dermatologist and just waiting for the results. And I will have a follow up visit with them in 2 weeks. And I had a biopsy done of the rash on my back. So I'll get to find out what that says. And they're going to take the sutures out that's in my back from the biopsy. And no, it didn't hurt. They used a little local anesthesia.
Wow.
For them to be able to go in and take a little section out for the biopsy. But anyway, y'all, all I can say is they took me seriously. They didn't just say, oh, that's blah, blah, blah.
Because, see, she's been going through this for a long time, okay? She's been having these problems for a long time. She's just been mentioning them, like briefly on her videos, like, she was going to the doctor and she was telling them about some rash or something. See, here it is right here. The rash. She was complaining about the rash way back then, 5 months ago. Okay. Let me see. And they were like giving her cream and just sending her on her way, giving her cream and sending her on her way. Now I remember this one when she was walking. This was 6 months ago, y'all. Look how she looked different now. This is really bothering me. This is really bothering me about Stephanie. It really, truly is. This is really sad. Now look at her right here.
Problems with my eyes as well before and got follow-ups like in an 8-month period or so. But anyway, guys, today I found out that my diabetes A1C was in my chart, and my doctor talked to me about it. But I'm telling you, she talked to me about it like she was my mama or somebody, and being judgmental, because she like, it's such a thing. This is how we want it to be. I'm looking at her like, help her. Excuse my French.
So this is when she started. She was having problems way back then. So you know what, y'all? This is just really sad. You have to be. This is just really sad to me, because I watched this lady go back and forth to Gambia. I watched this lady build her life in Gambia. This lady would talk about like her food and stuff she would go buy. All right. Like she would go to the grocery store in the Gambia and she would tell you what she would share with you, the things that she bought, and they were helpful things. Like she was the one who was saying about the Airbnbs and the booking.com, that you got to be careful with that, because they'll say that you have the whole unit, but you really won't. They'll tell you that you'll have the whole apartment and the apartment will be a bedroom. All right. Stephanie was the one that was letting everybody know about that. And another thing she does on her videos is she would talk about the food, like different food. And she would talk about how people, try to run game on you over there all the time. So this is really sad to me that Stephanie is going through this. I mean, really, really sad. And I just pray she pulled through it. And I pray I just pray she be okay. Wait a minute, is this her house? I think she's there on this one.
Hey guys.
It is. This is a year ago.
Drinking a little instant coffee this morning in the motherland, the Gambia, West Africa.
Okay, now look how she look on here.
That's the name of the village, y'all. I came here because our nonprofit organization, which is Grassroots, Habasia, helping your brothers and sisters in Africa. We have a food forest project out here, y'all. we use permaculture. And when you're thinking of the values in permaculture, earth care, people care, fair share, and y'all.
Okay, this is her. Let me get off of this one. So basically, I just wanted y'all to see who she was. And, to ask you guys to pray for Stephanie because I'm really worried about her. I've been watching her videos every day, just watching them and just praying that God send healing her way. So if y'all can, will y'all please pray for Miss Stephanie, and I'll see what I can find out about Go Back to Africa. But honey, that ain't what I came on here to talk about. Oh, wow. Debo says, I remember her. Jennifer says, I think I seen her videos. Yes, that's her. Yep. That's what she said. That medication was it. Yep, Big Z. The medication may or may not be manufactured by the original company. Oh, you think that's why it's causing that problem. And then you know what else? They use different things now. Like some of the part is the actual medicine, and what they're filling it up with is different now. But she just gotta be careful. You gotta be careful because like I said, you don't know who's praying good for you, and you don't know who's praying bad for you. You just gotta seriously be careful, especially when you're over in Africa spending money like that. Believer in God says, nah, a Gambian Muslim man told me Gambians put their version of voodoo on foreigners out of jealousy. Yeah. So see, jealousy. I want what you got. That's why I said you got to be careful because all of a sudden now it's attacking her like this, y'all. This thing is full-fledged, 100% coming after her. This is unbelievable. Like, what the heck is going on here? What the heck is going on? Oh, and it's just like all over her body. It's not just a little part of her body. It's like all over her body. That's why they all get sick. So believers in God, what you're saying? You're saying that they get jealous of you, and then they put some kind of spell on you, and then you get sick. And you're saying that this is what's happening to most of these. You're saying that this is what happened to the repats, right? That they put spells on them so they can get sick and so they can pass away. Fiona says you definitely have to be careful about medicine in these countries as they may not be suitable, even if they tell you that it's similar to what, yeah, that's true. Stephanie is not in Gambia. She's not eye movement. Did we say that? Nobody said she was in the Gambia. I was looking for a video of her in the Gambia, but she has not been in the Gambia for a long time. No. And if I said that, then I misspoke. I didn't. She's not in the Gambia. She hasn't been there for a while. I thought that's what I said, though. That's Stephanie. I am Habasi. She has an autoimmune disease. She is very, yeah. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. That's how we found out about it. But what we're saying is that you have to pray, and you don't be telling. That's another thing. You can't be telling people your business like that. Everybody don't wish you well. You know what I mean? People will say, like Tupac say, people will say that they wishing you well, but they really wishing you hell. You know what I mean? So, especially if you got something they want, like land and housing, and they already know something's wrong with you. Oh, do you have the link? If you have the link, give it to me, Black Mac. So put it in the comments. Not on this, but when we get off of here, put it in the video comments so I can put it up there. Okay. Stephanie is a shrewd woman. She knows the score and she's not new to Africa. Eye movement. Eye movement says, well, what does that mean? Eye movement. Is this man fell down, y'all? I think this man fell down. Lord, are they going to help him up? Oh my God. Yeah, this man done fell down. I can't help him up. I can't even try. It's two grown people out there, y'all. See, this don't make no sense. It's two grown people out there. This man fell. They can't even get him up. They just letting him, like, well, he trying to get up by himself. Let me quit paying attention to let me get back to what I'm saying. Okay. Yes, but being shrewd and all of that and knowing about Africa still does not mean that at times you don't put your guard down, because you do, especially when you trust people, y'all, especially when you trust people, and especially when you love people. And I'm sure these people she worked with, she trusts and she loves. And I'm saying, Stephanie, don't trust them and don't love them. Don't trust them and don't love them. And I can tell she trusts him and she loves him by the way she talks about it. Her project, and talks about the people who work there. And I'm not talking about romantic love. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about in love general, like you love other people. So that's what I'm talking about. So, you can know all of that, know the score. You can be shrewd. What are they doing, y'all? They just leaving the man standing there. Oh my God, the man done had it. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This man done had a stroke. I wish y'all could see this. And they done just walked away and left the man. Maybe he told him to leave him alone. Some people like that. Maybe he said, leave me alone, get off of me. Okay, let me go back to this. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that sometimes that you don't let your guard down, and you don't, and you can't be taken advantage of. That's not the truth. Believe in God says that's exactly what happened to her. Yep, I think so too. But let me tell y'all something about my background, though. I have to preface the statement. So I told y'all when I did my DNA that the most of my ancestors come from Cameroon. Oh no, not even Cameroon. Most of them come from Benin and Nigeria. You know that where it was called the Bight of Benin, right up in there. You know that little curve. They called it the Slave Coast. Okay, most of them come from, like a great majority of them come from my DNA ethnic groups come from that region. Okay, and that region was full of warriors that practiced voodoo. Okay, these were great kingdoms who practiced voodoo. And you have to understand this voodoo is not what the West has made it out to, because the West doesn't understand the spirit world. The voodoo just means spirit. It is a religion, a practice about the spirit, about connecting with the spirit. You see what I mean? So a lot of them believed in that. Okay, a lot of them practiced that. Well, I'm not gonna say no, it was practically all of them. So the spiritual awareness was something that we've always been taught about. It's something that we've always been made aware of. And like I told you, even when I was going to the Christian church and I was a part of the charismatic movement, that was one thing that that's what it was all about, the spirit, connecting with the spirit. So when you learn that and understand that, you look at life like that, and that's the first place you turn for answers, is the spirit world. You see what I mean? So that's the first when I was listening to her, because I go by how I feel, and when I'm listening to her, I'm feeling this pain, like great sadness, and I'm like, no, something's not right here. And then I'm like, oh, but look what she does and look who she's dealing with. And this is just me saying this, this is just me. This is just me. I don't have no proof of none of this other than what I see in the videos, other than I see what's going on. I'm just taking that and I'm just putting it together. And I'm telling you from my family perspective what we would say. All right. That doesn't mean it's true. That doesn't mean it's actually happening. It just means it's my opinion. Did I say fair use? Okay, so let me tell you, that's why we use fair use, because I want to show you other people's factual facts. Okay, I just presented to you what Stephanie was saying about her sickness. And so then we just analyzed what she said. That's the purpose of showing you the video, because I can't tell you exactly what she said, and I can't, demonstrate and perform it the way she said it. So it's better if I let you hear her say it and then we respond. So that's why I do use other people's videos. And the Supreme Court has ruled that I can do so because I use it for educational, research, consumer awareness, and public awareness. All right. So this one, I'm bringing public awareness. I'm letting you know, don't do this. Don't do this. Because they're going to say, oh, she's old. She's just old. That's what they say. She's just old. But no, she's not just old. Stephanie wasn't old. Stephanie doesn't even give me she doesn't even act like, I think she said she was 70 something. She doesn't give you, she doesn't act as what your mind would think of a 70 something year old. You see what I mean? So, but they'll say, oh, she's just old, and make an excuse for the sickness and say, oh, that's just her, it's just, she's just old. In the Gambia, the right place no, it's not the right place for her. Maybe a different African country might be suitable if she has an immune disease. But you know what? She's been to the East Africa, and she's been to Ghana, and now she's traveled around Africa a lot. I don't know why she likes Gambia. Miss Me says, yes, we can't fathom the evil that is in this world. No, we can't. And we can't fathom the people that it's walking around in. If you could truly see inside of them, you would be scared. Is it raining? Oh, it's raining. Wow. We can't fathom that either. But if you could see what's inside of these people, oh, wow. These spirits that these people walk around with on the regular, you would be scared. You would be scared. Because most people are not good people, y'all. I'm just here to tell y'all. Most of them are not. Well, it's raining, and it doesn't even say it's raining. But it's raining, but the weather doesn't say it's raining. Okay. She doesn't need to go back. She should stay in the States. Health is more important than any possession. Exactly. But, I can't even imagine how weak she is now. She sounds so weak. Her voice doesn't even sound strong. And that trip to the Gambia, it ain't no easy trip. Yeah, she was healthier. When she was healthier. Yeah, witchcraft is very prevalent. Yeah, she was healthier there. She doesn't live there. She lives in Galveston, Texas. Yeah, she lives in Texas. She visits the Gambia. Exactly. She visits the Gambia, and she has projects there. She has a house there, so I guess she plans on living there because she bought a house there. Black Mac, didn't she buy a house there and some land, right? I think she has both of them. At least she says she did. Fiona says, when I lived in Tanzania, the dust would bother me so much that the healthcare was challenging, that my healthcare, oh, you probably couldn't run then. And I had private healthcare. I had to leave. Wow. I bet that was really bothering you. I think people keep getting sick in the Gambia because of the air quality is terrible. There's a lot of dust in certain areas, and also the food quality and the food handling area is not good. Oh, she said the food handling are not good. No, it's not. The dust and the oils they have in the food, the water and the stress in some countries in Africa can be difficult. It's probably best to visit and return to your home country. Yes, that's true though, Fiona says. We wrote the same thing. Okay. Black Mech says she has a foundation that will take over the land. But who's running the foundation? She has that all on the time on page. On what? On the time. So she has a foundation that will take over the land. So she plans on leaving. She plans on just passing away and giving this to somebody. So she has this all planned out, and she let them know that. Who's she giving it to? Black Mac? Somebody over there? She giving it to somebody. So what did Nana tell us, y'all? Nana, the Ghanaian dude. The Ghanaian dude that be giving Austin, whatever his name is, Holloman, the passport, bro, he be giving him HE double hockey sticks. That dude, Nana, him. What did he tell us about these type of dudes? What did he tell us? He said these type of people, they'll try to wait it out for you to get sick and you to just get passed away. But if they get tired of waiting, they're going to help it out. They're going to help you over the edge. Now, I'm not saying that's what he's doing. These people are doing, but who is the person in charge of the foundation? This is what I'm saying, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go get no foundation in Africa and put somebody else's name into, well, when I pass away, it becomes yours. That gives them all on, where's it at? You said it's on a page. Where's it at? I'm cooking and I didn't see the comment, Fiona, she says. You're correct. She will leave. AI Movement says, yes, correct. She will leave it to her foundation. Who's in charge of the foundation now, y'all? Who's running the foundation? That's what I want to know. AI Movement says, Stephanie sussed out who the scammers were early. Okay. I'm sure Audrey thought she did that too. I'm sure Anja thought she did that too. I'm sure Veronica thought she did that too. I'm sure who else? All them the Salter sisters thought they did that too. Yeah. I'm sure all those women thought they did that too. But the fact that you're saying she got rid of all of them, sussed out who the scammers were early, that lets me know that she got scammers around her. Because you can't do that. It's nearly impossible. Because some of the scammers don't come out till later. They hold their card. They hold their hand till much later on. She says, I remember when she arrived in the Gambia. Health and safety first, Fiona says. London lady. Hey, Stephanie. You don't know Stephanie, London lady in the Gambia? She has some kind of farm there. Good job, Fiona, with the she says she's been seeing your marathon post. Good job. Stephanie is not your usual riffraff. Shit. But what does riffraff have to do with it? Wait, what are you talking about? Having somebody attempt to use witchcraft on you and become jealous of you, that has nothing to do with you being riffraff. Or you not having class or not being smart. It don't have nothing to do with that. Nothing. It often has to do with you being a little bit too trusting and you being a little bit too loving and too open. the things that Stephanie is. But it has nothing to do with riffraff or class or being smart. Nobody said that about Stephanie at all. Actually, I think I referred to her as one of the OGs. And an OG is like the highest respect you can get in our community. Where I worked in Tanzania, many of the people I worked with refused to get health care. Wow, Tanzania, even though they were Tanzanian, one of the guys would fly to South Africa to get treatment. Wow. Fiona, do you have a channel? Oh, I have to go subscribe. Yeah, Fiona. She has a channel. She has really nice videos. Hey, Fiona, go put it in the comment section on my on my channel so people can go look at it, because her videos are real nice. And the places she go, oh my God, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful, y'all. Okay, good. She says she subscribed. Okay, so I just really want y'all to pray for her. She says it's an exhausting way to live. And when some of these women in the Gambia and Ghana try and convince us that this is the best thing since sliced bread, and we can see that it's not. Wow. A lot of them that first went to the Gambia have all left or passed away. Exactly. Left or passed away. That's bad. They either left or they passed away. Positivity says it doesn't surprise me. Yamanja. Is that what that says? Yamanja. A lot of counterfeit medications end up in Africa. They sure do. A lot of counterfeit everything end up in Africa. Hey, Q, how you doing? I heard these medications come from India. They do. There was a huge scandal a few years about, y'all remember that with the kids and the medication? You know, her husband used to be Nigerian. She built a tiny house. Oh, he was a Nigerian. You're right. He was a Nigerian. I forgot about that. And I think she lived in Nigeria for a while. Didn't she used to live in Nigeria with the husband? I think she did. She built a house on the land as a temporary accommodation, Jennifer says. The Gambians don't get sick. Some people are blind to spiritual attacks. Yes, and you can't be. They want you to be blind to it, though. Gambian people definitely get sick. No one is immune from sickness, Positive Joy says. This is not true Gambians who do get sick. Because my husband is a Gambian and he got sick before. What? What are y'all talking about? Ghana Ancestry Crystal says, thank you, Kiki. You did great advice. Really? Thank you. Thank you, Kiki. You give great, excellent advice. Thank you. Eye movement. No, most of them you mentioned were new to Africa. Oh, well, I don't know if, yeah, they were new to Africa. You're right. They were new. They were new to Africa. And if I tried to say, and if it sounded like I was saying Stephanie was on that level, no, she was not. And I thought I said that, though. No, Stephanie was not on that level. Stephanie was far above their level. Most of them are, Debo says, most of them are still alive, have left, and never said why. Wow. Stephanie did not hang with bumpsters. But we didn't say any of that. I don't understand. Why are you saying that? It's like she didn't hang with bumpsters, but who says she did? Like, why are you mentioning that when no one mentioned that? Like, we never even seen Stephanie with a man except for the Happy Companion. And that's what I said. I said she was with Happy Companion. But then she was on her own, and that's who we saw her with the entire time was herself. So nobody even said anything about bumpsters. So what you talking about, eye movement? Or what you got to say, but you ain't saying? Because it sounds like you got something to say. You just ain't saying it. Y'all, we're going to be live again tomorrow, too. Okay. So she hung around bumpsters. Okay. So you're trying to say, but the commonality, the common thread we're talking about here is the spiritual attacks. Okay. That it doesn't matter. You can still be vulnerable to spiritual attacks. Okay. That's what we're trying to say. Ghana ancestors are responsible for starting the slave trade. The greed is in their DNA and they can't control themselves. Oh, that's sad. Edra, how you doing, Edra? I was thinking about you. Reply to an earlier comment you made. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Kiki, what you got to say? Okay. All right, y'all. So I don't know what comments you're talking about. I thought I responded to all the comments. So that's Stephanie, and I just wanted y'all to remember Stephanie in prayer because I'm really worried about this lady. I've been watching her since she went there. I told y'all way back when she was with the Happy Companion. Okay, and that was a long and see, here she is right here. I don't know if that's her or her daughter. She looked real young right there though. But when she was with the Happy Companion. So, and Stephanie is just, a positive type of lady, like we were saying, been in the movement for a long, long, long time, and I just hate to see her sick. And, I guess we all just try to look for explanations as to why things happen. And I guess I'm just trying in my head to look for an explanation as to why something like this would happen to somebody like Stephanie, because Stephanie is a cool lady, I just thought it was just the way she lives her life, how much here she is with the Happy Companion. This is the
Good morning, family. I'm Stephanie Wade. I'm Habasia, and I'm here in the Gambia with my brother. I'm going to let him into.
I have no clue why the Wi-Fi is acting up today. None. But this is the only time I ever seen her with anybody was
Hey, this is Happy Companion, aka THC from Eastside Long Beach. What's up, family? How you doing? What's cracking lacking? Over here with her, trying to check out some land. I land today, so she'll fill you in more about it. But yeah, having a wonderful time out here. One day at a time. Enjoying this life, enjoying this African sun, enjoying this African vibe. We at home right now. We've been corresponding throughout the months and stuff, and then we actually miss each other about a few days, I think, maybe a week or something, coming to the Gambia. Yeah. But we was in correspondence with each other, and we trying to provide support and any information that we have, we try to share so that way we can get through this progress in this process. And so that's what we're trying to do for you all today. So it's gonna be some outstanding footage today, some good content, and she, she subscribed to me, I subscribed to her. So that's how we do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It doesn't matter. We all start at zero. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we do it. So thank you so much for
So that was the only time I seen Stephanie with anybody was the Happy Companion. Let me stop it there and see y'all comments. Yeah, that was the only person, and I just think that's really sad, and I just really wanted to share that with y'all. And that ain't what I came on here to talk about, though. That ain't my crazy story from the Gambia. That was just I thought about that when I was talking about Go Black to Africa. I thought about Stephanie And that was really, it's been bothering me, man, since I found out. It's just like been really, really, truly, truly bothering me, because I can tell she's really, really sick. And, it takes strength to travel. You got to have strength to walk through those airports. You got to have strength to carry your luggage. You got to, especially in the Gambia, you got to go up and down like these stairs to get on the airplane. It's not like here where it's a ramp. You got to go up these steep stairs and go down these steep stairs. Oh my God. And it's so many of them. And this is what you have to go through. And you have to be healthy to do that. And and I was just realizing that, and I was just like thanking God for my health. That I said, I thank God that I've been healthy enough to travel, to Gambia, especially with all the my surgery, my surgeries that I've had, that I'm still able to go in spite of all of that. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta hook up this computer. So I said, that's something to really, I'm sorry, Kiyomi. That's something to really be thankful for. And so I said I was gonna just, start to try to always remember that. Thank God for my health. Because that's that's nothing to play with. Nothing. You can be fine today. And then tomorrow, like Stephanie. Stephanie was fine. I mean, I'm not going to say she was fine, but she had her health issues. But now, man, this is breaking my heart. Because, you develop relationships with these people. Period. You do. I'm just going to be honest. Like, you develop relationships with them. Even though I haven't met you guys in person, like, I feel like I've been knowing you guys like almost all my life. You know what I mean? Like, just it's like putting a face to the person, but I'm like when I met Debo, it was like somebody, I felt like I had known her forever. Like, it was just a peacefulness. And speaking of holding hands, grown people holding hands, we were walking through the apartment holding hands, because that's just how close I felt to her. Like, I loved her. Like, I love her, and it was like to see her in person, and we finally, together. It was nice, and I really, am concerned about Stephanie. I care about Stephanie. She's somebody that I watch. She's somebody that I've come to know over the years. And to know that she's going through this, that's painful for me. That hurts me. So I just, I want you guys to keep her lifted up. She wants us to send her healing. So let's send her healing, send God's healing power to her, and remember her when we pray, and just ask God to heal her. That's all. Yes, I miss Art too. I just can't believe Art Kathy is gone, y'all. That right there, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable that Art Kathy is gone from here. And then now that she's gone, now that the voice is completely silenced, we see everything she was saying was true. The Gambian government even knows it's true, because they're passing laws and policies, and they're making changes to stop the very things that Art was complaining about. But now she's gone. When she was called a liar, a scammer, a thief, and everything under the sun, And now she's gone. Yeah. That's crazy. That's real crazy. Q says, please forgive me, but I'm late. I know it is. I know, and I apologize, family. What happened to the? Oh, she's just real sick. She just got these boils on her neck and all over her body. She just got these boils everywhere, and she don't know where she got them from. I mean, she know they came from the medicine. But Black Max says she did say she has an autoimmune disorder. So she talks about her illnesses a lot. So she's going through some sickness, that's all. Oh no, she's in her maybe 70. She's in her 70s. I think she said 73. Oh, I didn't even know she was. Well, I guess 73. The next age is 80. But no, I think she's 70. She's in her 70s. She said she was 73. Why didn't she watch your video? She might have learned something to say, because a lot of them in the Gambia don't watch my videos. A lot of them don't like me. A lot of them think I'm just, sitting up here making up lies on the Gambia for some reason. Like, if I was going to pick a country to lie on, I think I'd pick a better country than the Gambia. I'd pick a more exciting country to tell lies on. I'd probably pick Senegal. No, I picked Nigeria to just tell lies on because everybody believes anything about Nigeria. Oh, God, it takes 20-something hours. It takes a day, a whole day. Like, you're traveling for a whole day, and you have maybe 6 hours you're not on the plane. Maybe 6 hours you're not on the plane. But if the plane's running late, you're going to have maybe 4 hours you're not on the plane. But the rest of the time, you're in the air flying. I ain't doing that to my body no more. I'm going to go to Senegal, and then we're going to figure it out from there. Crystal says, Kiki, I don't know how you got through all that travel. You are very brave, but I really hope you don't go back. You sound like my mother. Oh, God, my mother used to say that all the time. She used to say, I hope you ain't going back. No, I'm going to go to Senegal. And Senegal, I looked at the flight. It's 8 hours because it takes me an hour to get from my city to JFK. So it's a 7-hour nonstop flight. I can do that. That is fine. And then I'm there. People need to stay prayed up in the Gambia. People need to stay prayed up. That is no lie. Prayers won't help. She's in Ghana. No, she's not in Ghana. She's here. Stephanie is here. Yeah, it is sad. People need to stay away from Ghana. It's not worth the risk. Ghana is like that too, I heard. Kiki Debo says, when you said you wanted to hold my hand when we were in the Gambia, it was so heartfelt. I felt so comfortable, like you were my big sis. That's what it was like. That's what it was like. It was like you were somebody that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I missed that person. That's what it was like. And when we were walking up the little thing and nobody was out there but us and the wind was blowing, it was just like, it was nice. It was real nice. That's why I said, it's like it's not just like a YouTube channel. It's like a community. You know what I mean? It's a community. It's like we're here together and we're a community. Q says, I'm pretty much done with the Gambia except for the beaches. But the people, blah, blah, blah. I'm headed to Burkina Faso. Wow, Banjul is only 6 hours from London. I know. But no, honey, I got to fly from here. I got to fly to Belgium, okay? I got to fly to Europe, to Belgium. And then from Belgium, that's another 7 hours. 7 hours to Belgium, sometimes 5. I don't know why this goes from 5 to 7, but sometimes 5, sometimes 7. But it's that. No, I can't do that no more. That's too much. I don't want to do that no more. I'm not going to. Crystal says, I absolutely love your videos. I don't want you to risk your life. I got to see my husband, y'all. I really do. I can't get around it because I like being with him. I really miss being with him. He's nice. He really is. He's a nice guy. So I really miss being with him. So I got to go see him. And we have a lot of fun together. We laugh a lot. London Lady says, and London is the same time. Oh, are you serious? Oh, so it's not even that big of a deal for y'all. But for us, it's a huge deal. Crystal says, I watched an old video where they put a juju on you. Is that true? Well, they tried. Yes, they tried. A lot of people have tried. A lot of people have tried. Yes, a lot of people have tried. But to do that type of stuff, you can't just do that. You have to ask permission. Like whoever the voodoo person is, they gotta ask permission. Can they do that? Can I put this curse on this person? They gotta go to God to ask that. And God is not gonna give them permission to do anything to me. He's just not. But I can open the door and allow that to happen. Yeah, I can do that. And that's all too often, that's what happens when we get in those bad situations, is that we have opened the door. Or maybe synagogue, long live, keep. Okay. All right. So that was about Stephanie. And that's that. I just wanted to ask you guys to just pray for Stephanie. Let's just keep let's just keep our prayers going up for Stephanie, because I'm really worried about her. Really, really worried. And I'm going to see what I can find. Everybody on here, please look and see what y'all can find out about Go Black to Africa. Do y'all even know his real name? I don't even think I know his real name. But let's just see what we can find out. All right. Usually it's in the comments and it'll be like at the top. So the fact that we didn't see anything right away, that is a good thing. But Black Max said he saw it. Somebody on here said they saw it. They saw it in the comment section, or somebody was talking about it. But we're going to look and see, what we can find out. All right. All right. So look, this is what else I want to talk to y'all about. Something crazy that happened in the Gambia. That explains so much then, because UK Europeans, it's very easy to visit Gambia for just a week or 2 weeks. And sometimes, yes, exactly. But we can't do that. We can't just visit like that. No, we can't. Because it's too far. And it takes us 24 hours to get there. So you have to count a day in for travel. Yeah, you got to count a whole day in for you just traveling around. And that's just I just can't be doing that. That's what I'm telling y'all. I cannot. That's too much. And it's a long flight, and it's not even a fun flight. It's not, you ain't even getting no good food on the flight. You know what I mean? You ain't getting nothing good on the flight. So, no. I don't know what I did with my phone. I can't be doing that. I'm not going to do that anymore. So, yeah. Now, let me see. It is really raining now, y'all. It's a long haul. Yes, it's a long haul for you guys in the USA. No wonder y'all are exhausted. Yes. Yes, it's a very long haul. And then if the flight is delayed, oh my God, it just makes it even worse. It just makes it even 10 times worse when the flight is delayed, because then you got, oh God, when I went to Chicago, my flight was delayed. It was crazy. I had an hour and I think 45 minutes to get to my connecting flight. And they kept saying, oh, you'll make it. It's not that far. You'll make it. It's not a big deal. I'm like, it's not a big deal to you because you don't have to go through it. I'm the one going through this, rushing through all of this. Delta fees you well. They do. That's why I can't wait to fly with them again. I love flying with Delta. Kiki, can you get your husband a green card? No. I cannot get my husband a green card. I cannot get my husband a visitor visa. I can't get my husband nothing. No, they're not giving out nothing. Nothing. No, no, no. If your country is on that list, you gets nothing. And his country is on that list. And I don't know how long it's going to be on that list. Even if a new administration comes in and changes it, that's going to take a while. And Donald got at least 2 more years and 2 more years in office. Then a new administration is going to come in, but then that's going to take a while. And who says they're going to change it? Y'all seen all that money those Somali people stole from the daycare system? That's why you can't use daycare no more. You know you can't use the daycare funding program no more. They messed that program up. This is very serious what they've done to the social system in this country. They have come here and I don't know how you go to somebody else's house and tear up their house like that. I don't know. I don't know how you do that. But these people have just messed up things so bad that no, I don't know when they're going to change it. I don't even know if they're going to change it. Yeah, that's why he can't come, because of the immigration policy. And they've been needing to change that. They've been going to get on this immigration stuff for a long time. So now they're looking at, they want to stop the birthright citizenship. They want to stop that too. They're coming for that next, because they said that wasn't for them. That was for the Black Americans who were enslaved in America. And now everybody coming over here using it. So they about to go argue that one next. I think the Gambia is on the blacklist. It is. Crystal play. Yeah. Yeah, they are on the blacklist. Debo says, you can get those things for your husband. Kiki, call me. Okay. Whereas we can just get the Gatwick Airport in 30 minutes, jump on the flight by 9 a.m. and arrive. Oh, wow, that's nice. Oh, you're right. No, girl, we can't do that. You ain't going to be exhausted. You're going to be ready to go. You're just going to be on the plane long enough to rest and be ready to go. New account says, why does it seem like for so many of us Black Americans, Africa seems to suck the life force out of us? Because it's everything you got to go through. We're not used to that. It's just, we're not used to that being drained, everything just draining you. And every day it's like that. It's not like, okay, I'm going to go through this today and then tomorrow everything is going to be cool. No, you're going to get up and you're going to go through this again tomorrow. Yeah, you're going to do it again tomorrow. Yes, you are. You're going to go through this again tomorrow, and you're going to keep going through it because that's just the way it goes. People talk about all of the great foods in Africa, but why do people start to look so bad? I didn't have any great foods when I was there. Now, I don't know about Senegal. Cameroon, I had some good chicken in Cameroon. Now, I did. The Cameroon has really good roasted chicken. They have really good roasted fish. They have really good jollof rice. They have really good fried rice. Yeah, they have really good stuff like that. But their traditional dishes, I didn't like them so much. Nigerian food, no, that's a no for me all the way around, because Nigerians put crayfish in everything. They use crayfish like it's salt. So I don't like that fishy taste in chicken. I don't like that fishy taste in everything I eat. So I don't like their food at all. Gambian food, it's too greasy. It's too greasy. It's too greasy. So I don't know who got great food. Crystal says, so sorry for this trouble. Chosen One says, hi, I finally caught up to playback speed. 2.5 playback speed. I'm looking online for go back. Did you see anything? He posted 3 months ago on YouTube. He refused to slow down. And as a breast cancer survivor, thanking the Most High God, me too, you had to sit down and slow down. So you don't see it either. Okay, well, that's good. I sure hope he's listening. Yeah, it's true. They put crayfish in every single thing. So this was the second thing. This is the story that I wanted to tell y'all about. I wanted to tell y'all about this crazy experience that I had while I was in the Gambia. And I want to share it with you guys because you might not know about this because I didn't know about it. And the person who told me about it didn't know about it. So I said, okay, then maybe I need to make a video and tell everybody about this so everybody will know. And nobody will find themselves in a situation where they are committing some type of illegal act. So let me ask you a simple question. Have you guys ever been asked to bring seeds back? Or have you ever brought seeds back from Gambia or any other country in West Africa? Well, I'm going to say Gambia because that's the one I know about. Have you? Have you guys ever brought seeds back? Or do you know if you can bring seeds back? Like lemon seeds, lime seeds, any type of seeds, apple seeds, produce seeds. Do you guys know about that? Do you? Can you bring seeds? Can you bring them to the UK? Can you bring them to the US? Let me see what y'all saying. Let me see if y'all know. You can't be the only married person in this. No, it's a whole bunch of us. Is there nothing anyone can do to help? I'm sure they are. I'm sure there's lawyers challenging this in the court system right about now. I'm sure they are. So I'm sure they're doing something, and I'm sure if I wanted to pay a whole bunch of money, I could probably get something done. But I'm not doing all that. So I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna see what's gonna happen because, Gambian food cooked by my dad and auntie make the best spinach ever. I hope so because I've not had any good one. I believe you, London lady. I have cooked food is better. Home cooked food is better. Never brought a seed back. Never thought of it, Debo. I don't know whether you can or you cannot. Okay, she says she don't know. No, we all know about restrictions about bringing seeds, London lady says. No. You can't bring these things back because of diseases and parasites, etc. Gigi says, you have to claim them and they'll send you to agriculture. I think it depends on its package. Well, no. London lady is absolutely right. You cannot. I was asked to bring some seeds back, okay? Now, when I was asked to bring the seeds back, I was told how to bring the seeds back. I was told to do not put the seeds in my luggage, to put the seeds in my purse or my carry-on, okay? And not put them in my purse. Okay, let me show y'all this. I mean, not in my luggage. Okay, so I was like, okay, I didn't think anything of it. I really, truly didn't think anything was wrong with doing that. So I said, of course, I can bring some seeds because we had just bought a whole bag of limes. So I was like, oh yeah, I got some limes right here. You can have these seeds from these limes. All right, so can y'all see that? Let me make it bigger. So I was getting the seeds ready. right? And I was getting them ready, and something was telling me, because of the way I had to carry the instructions. The instructions, the instructions sound to me like when you smuggling drugs, right? So I was telling my husband, I'm like, well, this sounds like some drug smuggling instructions. Don't put it in your carry-on, put it on you. Don't put it in your pack luggage, because they check them, but put it on you. Okay. Put it in your carry-on and put it on you. So I'm like, but in my mind, I'm thinking these sound like drugs, like when you smuggling drugs, and I'm like, no, I'm still not thinking carefully. So I go and after that, I'm collecting the seeds, right? I'm collecting the seeds. And I go and I look, something's telling me I got the seeds all packed up where I'm about to put them in my purse and go, right? I did check on AI. And my voice told me, you better ask AI, can you do that? Just as clear as day. Because I watched these things about customs, these airport shows on YouTube. All right. And I love to watch the ones about Heathrow Airport, and that other one, London lady just Gethro or Heathrow, something, not he, not, the one that started with a G, London lady just named. All right. And they have these dogs, and they check your stuff for seeds, agriculture. They have a whole agriculture section, right? And you have to claim, first off, you have to claim the seeds. Okay. I didn't know nothing about claiming those seeds. So you have to claim the seeds. Okay. Maybe people don't think seeds are agriculture. Maybe they just think it's seeds. Okay. You have to claim the seeds. Secondly, you're going to get the seeds are going to be confiscated, because you cannot bring that into the United States because of what London says. Gatwick. This is the other one. Gatwick. That's another one. People are always getting caught smuggling stuff into that airport. And that's what made me like leery. Like, I'm like, let me check. Let me go on here and see what AI has to say about this. So I looked it up, and AI says, bringing seeds into the United States from abroad requires strict adherence to the U.S. agriculture regulations to prevent the spread of invasive pests and diseases. All right, so you cannot. So I wanted to bring these seeds from the Gambia, right? I didn't know nothing about claiming the seeds. I didn't know, look, you cannot bring seeds here. Okay, so what happens if you do? Let me tell y'all what happens if you do. So I didn't know nothing about that, right? So if you don't, so say you don't know, you got to claim them, right? So if you don't claim them, right, when you get to the United States, there is this little dog, okay? And the little dog smells your stuff. He's in Atlanta. He's a beagle, okay? But I've never seen him in Chicago. I've never seen him in Chicago, but I've seen him in Atlanta. And I've actually gotten stopped by those custom people in Atlanta, to check me for food and seeds and stuff like that. Okay. They randomly stop people. So the little dog didn't hit on me, but they randomly stop you in Atlanta. That's a real big one. I haven't seen them doing it in Chicago. So I flew into Chicago. So, but before I even get to Chicago, remember, I got to go through Brussels. So it's like a whole bunch of places, checkpoints I got to go through. So I'm looking this up, and I'm like, it seemed like I remember that you cannot do that. So I looked it up, and no, you cannot bring seeds, especially lime, lemon, any kind of seeds like that. You cannot bring them. And if you bring them, you have to declare them. If you declare them, they're going to take them away from you and tell you that you can't bring them, and explain to you why. All right. But Say you don't know you're supposed to declare them. All right. And you just walking through the thing. And they either see them when you go through TSA, they're going to see them when you go through TSA because they can see through your luggage and they can see through your purses and stuff. And they're trained to look for stuff like that, especially when you come from other countries, right? So you putting them through there, you putting all your stuff through there. All right. So what if they see them then? So if they see them then and they confiscate them then, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, because guess what? You're going to get fined anywhere between $300 and $1,000, and you're also going to get a stamp in your passport that says that you smuggle stuff, you smuggle goods, like you got caught smuggling stuff into the United States. And so forever, whenever you want to travel or go anywhere, they're going to check you. They're going to check you. So these are the things. See, it says you can't do this. So if anybody ever asks you to do this, because you might not know, because I asked Heavy Pedal Time, did he know? Heavy Pedal Time said no. He said he's actually brought seeds back before. And I said, you have? He was like, yeah. He brought some, I think it was habanero pepper seeds. And he said he brought them back. He was eating something he had. But that's not the same thing, though. Like, he was eating something. He said he ate something, and it had habanero peppers in it, and then the peppers had seeds in it. So he said he brought those seeds back, after he ate the peppers, and he was going to plant them. He said, but he had no idea that you couldn't do that. So iMovement says there was a British Nigerian grandmother who has been arrested after allegedly trying to smuggle, 1 million pounds worth of cocaine into a London-bound flight inside of plantain peels this week. Are you serious? Wow. But see, that's what I mean. That's why they check the food stuff like that. You think they're not going to check it, but they are. They're checking it. And they check the food heavily. I don't know. My Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Airport has dogs at customs. I didn't know they had. Yeah, they have them. They sure do. They got a little beagle. And when you coming off that Nigerian plane, Nigeria must be a hot spot, because you know what? They always checked me for drugs in Nigeria. Always. And I asked them, why did I always have to go through this extra check? And they said, because one of the ladies told me, she said, for one, they're marking you. When you come in, they're marking you to check you. When you go in to register, like to check in, they mark it on there. The person checking you in, they're going to mark whether you need the extra check or not. Okay. So she said they're marking you down when you come in for you to be double checked because you fit the profile. And I'm like, what is the profile? She said it's a single middle-aged woman traveling alone. I said, are you serious? She said, yes. Those are the ones that they are getting to smuggle the drugs now. And so that's why every time I left there, I swear, every single time I left there, I had to be patted down for drugs. Every single time. No, ignorance does, and they don't care. Hi, T&K. They don't care if you don't know. So that's why I'm telling y'all, don't do it. If somebody asks you to do it, don't do it. That's why they tell you, don't bring anything for anybody. You know how they ask you as soon as you get there, do you have anything? Did anybody give you anything to bring for them? Did anybody give you anything to take back with you? Because at that time, you need to say, oh, so-and-so gave me some seeds to take back. Because if you don't say it then then it's yours. You're gonna get whatever punishment comes along with that. She said, Fiona says, I don't even take an apple into China as they are super strict. Yes, they are. And the United States is super strict. because they said those lime seeds, those lemon seeds, they can spread all kind of diseases in our lime plants and our lemon plants. And I've seen those plants over there with Lyme disease, and I've seen it over there with Lyme disease and all kind of parasites. They don't even look like you can eat them. Yeah, this is very serious. So you better not do it. Q says, I said put them in your check luggage. Well, nobody was going to say it was you. That's what I was advised by the Gambian people that are traveling back to. See, because they be doing that. That's why they can't come here no more. You see what I mean? That's why they can't come here no more. Now look what they telling her to do. Listen, y'all. She said, I said put them in your check luggage. That's what I was advised by the Gambian people that are traveling back to America. Anything that you're bringing back, such as a banana, plant, or an orange. No, you can't put it in your check luggage. That's when the dogs sniff it, is the check luggage. But they're going to sniff you when you get off the plane too. The dog sniffs you. It depends on what airport you go to. But no, they catch you either way. Seeds, baobab fruit. She says seeds, baobab fruit had to be ground into powder. I think the powder you can do it form to put my check bag, to put in my check luggage. I think they said that. Yeah, I think they did say it has to be powder. I'm a criminal. A stamp, no lesson learned. But yeah, they didn't. I think they said they have to be ground or something like that. Yeah, but I just wanted to share that with y'all, that don't do that. Okay, y'all. Because exactly, Fiona, I don't want no problems either, honey. She says, I don't want any problems. I just want to go through the airport and get on the plane stress-free. And that is me. So, no, you can't bring none of that. You can't bring none of that back with you, no matter how good it is, no matter how good you think, oh, it's going to grow here real nice. No, you're going to get yourself in trouble doing that. And the Africans, they don't care. They push the limits to everything. You know, I was just watch them on the plane, the stuff that they do. They break every rule. No, they don't care anything about rules. They don't have to follow rules like we follow rules. Kiki, you're taking a lot of risk going to Ghana. I don't go to Ghana, honey. I don't go to Ghana, and I don't think I'm taking any risk when I go to Gambia. I mean, except the normal risk of traveling, but I don't think I'm taking risks like that. I don't live a risky life. Like, I don't do risky things, you know. So I don't look at. I mean, I have a reason to go there. So right now I'm just stuck going there, and that's just what it is. London lady says, to be honest, I brought back 2 coconuts in 2012 and a whole baobab from Senegal in 2003, but nobody batted an eye. So how did you do that? Can you bring back? Maybe you can bring back coconuts, and I don't know, but I can't take no chances, y'all. I cannot take no chances. No, especially with me doing something illegal or something like, no, I can't have nothing like that. God knows I can't have nothing like that. I don't do nothing, honey. No. I just can't. I can't live on. I don't do that. No, I'm not bringing back nothing. Nothing. If they say I can't do it, I ain't gonna even try to do it. You hear me? I'm not gonna even think about doing it. So please, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Be careful. Don't check things out. When people tell you something, check it out. to make sure you can do it. The rules might be different for coconut. The rules might be different from the bao. And UK might be different from United States. What you can bring to the UK, you may not be able to bring to the United States. But you need to check it out. Don't just believe. Don't just do what people tell you to do. Don't just do it. Okay? Check it out, please, so you don't get yourself in any trouble. All right? So look, we'll be back on here tomorrow. And tomorrow, we are talking about, I think we're going to talk about, remember Adam, y'all? I got to talk about Adam because I talked to Miss Allen, and I talked to her when I was in the Gambia, and I don't even know if Miss Allen is back. She was in the UK and I was in the Gambia. So I bet you she's back in the Gambia and I'm back in the United States. Because there's no way I'm a text her tomorrow and let her know we're talking about her show. But I talked to her. So tomorrow we're gonna do her show. Tomorrow. She wants me to do a consumer awareness show on her experience with Adam. Y'all remember Adam and Sammy? Hey, Charlie, where you been? Y'all remember Adam and Sammy? Y'all remember them? Remember Sammy came on here to tell us about Adam, who was building the tiny homes? Well, we're talking about him tomorrow. All right, we got to talk about Miss Allen wants to. Well, we're not talking about him. We're talking about Miss Allen. We're going to share her experience that she's had with Adam in the Gambia. And she wants me to do a consumer awareness show to make you guys aware of what's going on so you guys can choose wisely, make an informed decision when you're choosing someone to build your properties in the Gambia. The Africans in China take so many risks in the airport. They will stuff their body with extra clothes, and get on the plane and take everything off. I saw a man take off 5 pairs of trousers and a dress. I believe it. You should see him on the airplane. It just be unbelievable. I just be sitting there shaking my head. Like, why are you doing all of this? Why don't you just like when they tell you don't get up with the seatbelt. You can't get up while the seatbelt light is on. Even though the plane is coming to a stop, you're not supposed to get up. They get up any dang on way. They get up anyway, start getting the overhead luggage. I'm just like, wow, y'all are unbelievable. She says her Hebrew ancestors are still mad they deported us, so I'll never visit any part of Africa. Hey, Charlie Gabon, how you been? So, Debo says, laugh out loud. All right, y'all. So tomorrow we'll be back on here at 6 o'clock. And we will be doing our regular consumer awareness show. This was just something to just kick back and talk. I just wanted to talk about some stuff. I wanted to talk about the seed stuff. I wanted to make sure I told y'all don't do that. Don't do that unless you want to take a chance. If you want to take a chance and live on the wild side, go ahead and do that. But I'm not taking no chance. I'm not living on the wild side. I ain't doing none of that. You ran into my auntie Cynthia and Uncle Rick while you were over there. No, I didn't run into them because their place is closed. You know, Solomon's was on the list. They have to do some renovations to their building, and they were on there for having construction material blocking the pathway. So that whole area where Solomon's is located, all of those businesses is probably going to be gone, y'all. So you need to look at that second video by Edmund. He has a number 2 video, and it's showing you the video, the businesses over there. Poco Loco, that's another one. And the beach is so eroded at Poco Loco, I can't even believe it. Y'all, if you saw how eroded the shoreline was over there, there's no way that business should even be there because it's just bad. So all of that over there is just, it wasn't really anybody over there. I shake my head to Kiki. When I stood in line at immigration, an African lady asked me to carry something for what? See? And you know, they've asked me to do that too. They've asked me to do that in the airport. And I'm like, no. I will look them in the face and say, no, they have. Yeah, that's the games these people play. Thank you, Kiki. I will be watching. Great live this evening. Oh, good. Thank you. Sorry, something about Gambia. Poco Loco was open. Yeah, Poco Loco is open. It is open. That was open. Did you go to Poco Loco? I was gonna go, but I didn't. The food was not good to me. I thought about that fish I had there the last time I went, and it tasted fishy, and I was like, nah, I don't want to go there. Crystal, thank you. She says thank you for the brilliant video. American Freedman says, hello, Miss Kiki. Fridays are no fun unless you do a live broadcast. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah, I was just sitting up here and I was like, you know what? I bet there's some people sitting at home just like I'm sitting at home. Let me get on YouTube and let's talk. Because you know what? I don't know what's going on with the YouTube content creators in Africa, but none of them are really making videos. Like Kenza is not making anything. Poor Kenza, though. She just going through it. She just going through it. But what can you expect? That little boy is done. That dude is out. He done made his little money. She done made him some street fame. He done went to the gold and bought some gold. We ain't seen him since he bought gold. Remember when they went and bought some gold? That was the last time we seen Super Shorty. We ain't seen him since then. Kenza been on her own. Just that's so sad to me. We're gonna have to do a story about her. We're gonna have to do a show about Kenza. Because Kenza is just pathetic. But this is what I'm telling y'all. This is what will happen to you. He got what he want and he got no use for her. He can get his own place. He got his own land. He went, y'all think they was just going on a tour up there? No, he was going up there to buy some gold. That's what they was going up there for. How do I know? I don't know. I'm speculating. I don't know. I'm speculating. But yeah, look at her now. She's sad. That's a sad, sad lady. To me, to be alone, and you went there to be with a man, and now that man don't even have your time, and you're sick. You running around there sick, can barely move your shoulder, and he ain't nowhere to be found. Wow, y'all, we got to talk about that. I feel sorry for that woman. I'll be looking at her like, wow, this is sad. Yeah, I'm back in the United States, honey. Yes, I went to Poco Loco and it was jamming. The food we ate was good. Oh, it was? Oh, okay. Yeah, see you tomorrow, brown skin. Yeah, I was just about to go and I changed my mind. I think we went to some other place that was right down the street. I think it was supposed to be a Jamaican place, but I can't even remember how the food tastes. That's how you know it didn't taste good. I don't even think I ate it. I think I gave it away. It depends on what you get. They even had football on upstairs and a live band downstairs. All right, Crystal, good night. Good night. Good night. Oh yeah, y'all. That's who else we gotta talk about. Crazy ES. But y'all know me and Edra was talking about that. Edra said she gonna soon. She said she gonna get drunk. She gonna throw her out, and they gonna be talking about each other. And that's just what they doing, like 20-year-olds. But you know what? Everything she said about ES is true. We're gonna talk about her too. We got to do a video about her too, because ES is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Running around and those poses she does, she just looks like a fool. I'm looking every time I look at her thumbnails, I just laugh because I'm like, wow, I wonder if she thinks she looks cute on that picture. I'm like, does she think she looks like a little girl on that picture? What was her mind thinking on that picture? And did y'all see the video when she was dancing? Oh, yes, it's sad. That's not what you want to turn out to be, ladies. You don't, that's not aging gracefully. That's aging shamefully. Okay? That's aging shamefully because she's not fooling anybody, ES. You look like a woman with grown kids and grandkids. So you're not fooling anybody to think that you're 20. They're not thinking that, okay? They're not. So, hey, we coming for her too. We got to talk about her too because that whole thing with her is ridiculous. Now she ain't got no man. Now she went to Africa for a man because I told you that she went there, Tanzania, for that man in Tanzania. But he was married. She thought he was going to leave his wife. He did not leave his wife. So she leaves and goes to Prince Yoko. That don't work out. Then she go with Vin Man. That don't work out. Now she in Kenya by herself, talking about she got some man buying her apartments. She got some man. Girl, you still got some man doing stuff. You can't do it for yourself at this point in your life. You still can't do it for yourself. No, because you living off of YouTube money. We're going to talk about that, y'all. They are getting ready to build a hospital. Can you believe it? Literally on the People's Beach now. People can go there anymore because of the where? Who are you talking about, Q? Someone asked, Brown Skin said, someone asked me to carry a traditional clothing. I said no. Yep. All agriculture is subject to change at any time. Yep, that's why you got to declare it clothing. When I was leaving the Gambia. Yep. I think that's where they asked me to do it too when I was leaving the Gambia. It was either Gambia or Nigeria. I can't remember. But either way, I wasn't doing it. I was not doing it. I'm like, So, that's all for now, y'all. Wow. We was on here 2 hours and 16 minutes, and this was just a casual talk. So, look, now we're done for the evening. Tomorrow we'll be right back. We're going to talk about Adam. I don't even believe Adam did all this, y'all. It's just really sad. Yep, because it can get on your hands. And they will test your hands. When they test you for drugs, they test your hand. They swab your hands. All of that. They want to look at the back of your shoes. All of that. Yeah, it was a lot. All right, y'all. So we are done for this evening. Thank y'all for coming on at the last minute. But again, tomorrow we'll be back on here talking about sharing Miss Allen's experience with Adam in the Gambia. And she was telling me about some other lady. He was staying at her house. Oh, it's just horrible. This is just horrible, y'all. But we're going to talk about it tomorrow. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Later.